Now that the school year is underway, I hope you're taking advantage of Google Apps for Education. The students have Google accounts, so they can create Google Documents, spreadsheets, presentations, or drawings and share them with their teachers. This is a cloud-based system in a controlled domain. The material they create is paperless, can be shared, edited, commented on, or even printed. The biggest challenge teachers face when using this system is keeping track of all the files students submit. If you don't have a system in place early, you might find your drive cluttered with mismatching files. Let me give you two options for collecting and managing the work students submit in Google Drive. The first option uses Google Forms to collect links to the student's work. When a student does an assignment, they're going to share the assignment with the teacher. Copy the link, and they're going to submit it through this form. So they'll paste the link in here and then submit it, and then the teacher will get a link to the student's work. In the end, it's going to look something like this, where you have a folder in your drive, let's say for your English, and within that you'd have different periods that you teach. So English period 1, this would have a listing of all the different assignments, and the listings here, these are spreadsheets that were automatically generated by the Google Forms, and on each spreadsheet is going to have a timestamp, submission from the students, and links to the students' work. So again, instead of collecting 24, 30 different assignments and having files, all those different files in your Google Drive, you would just have one spreadsheet with links to those things. Now, the one setback to this method is that you have to share the form with your students. They need to know where to get to it. I can think of a couple of ways that you could do that, but one of them that you would choose first is not available. You can't send them an email because the students don't have Gmail in the middle grades. So how do they get the form? How do they submit their assignments? If you have a form posted on a web page, for example, I've got a form here that's embedded on this website, or I could even add a link. If you just present a link to them somewhere to click on, that could link to the form. So you have to share the Google form with them. You can't email it with them. How do you do that? That might be a different answer for each teacher, but that's certainly the setback for this method, I think, for the middle grades. Let me show you another way to do this. The next option uses a folder that's shared digitally between the teacher and the students. The teacher would create a master folder for their Google Drive and share it with each and every student in the class. So all the students would have access to this folder. Within the teacher's folder, they could have additional folders. Maybe there's a folder for homework. They could have a folder for handouts, things that they don't want to print out. The students can just look at it online. Maybe another folder has some group work. You have all kinds of folders that you're sharing with the students. All the students would have access to that folder. You could set it so that they can't change anything. When students turn in homework, they turn it into the shared homework folder. And they would just do that in their Google Drive. They would drag their homework into the homework folder, and then you would have their homework. The third option also uses shared folders, but it comes with a twist. It uses a script from G-Class folders. What the script does, when you enter it on a spreadsheet with everyone's name and email addresses, is that it's going to automatically create folders, and all the accounts, all the sharing permissions would be taken care of. The main folder from the teacher would be shared with all the students, and the main folder of the teacher could have all the subfolders, just the way the last method had it. All the permissions would be taken into account. But the one difference with this method is that the homework folder would be in each student's drive. So they would be in possession of their own homework folder, and the teacher would have access to the student's homework folder. So it's a little bit different than the last one I showed you. The script is used to handle all the sharing, all the permissions, so that everything goes back and forth the way it should be. Hopefully you've seen something that you think you can use. If you need any help setting things up, then by all means let me know and I'd be glad to help.